So it's about here that in the last video, we saw that Harris hawk flying off in the distance. And I didn't want to forget that, even though I'm kind of tired of talking on this particular route, but I wanted to make sure I covered it with you. If you're in business today, the Harris hawk is definitely a story you ought to be familiar with. It has the highest kill ratio, and you can check my facts on that. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Checking on Wikipedia. Harris, Harris, hawk. Higher kill ratio than even the big cats on the African savanna. They live in groups of 5 generally, 4 males, 1 female. They raise family together in that way. And so here's what happens. Every morning when they get up, they head to these swallows, and you can see, that's why they're native here. But I'll just give you a quick view of some swallows here. I can pretty much stop anywhere I want and be within pretty close range of at least 1 or 2 swallows when I'm out in the desert. So what they do is they'll sit on top of those. They'll each take a post in kind of a circle format. And what they're doing is they begin looking for prey, rabbit, ground squirrel, something like that. And once one's spotted, they signal and they hit it from 5 different angles at the same time. Usually they win right there. It's pretty overwhelming because which way do you run? You got 5 angles coming at you at the same time, fast. So if the prey escapes that, and the hawks are tired, all of them will pull off except for one. One will go on the chase because now it's a linear battle. And if they get tired, they will signal, and another 1 or 2 will come to the rescue to kind of take up the speed chase. So that's a little bit about the Harris hawk. Oh, by the way, if the prey gets to a ground hole or something where they go under, they will all land, start looking for other holes, and start digging. They're very tenacious. They're good at getting their prey, and they work collaboratively as a team. So early on in my career, I became aware of these guys and started using it as an analogy for things like when we write an email. If I'm going to write an email that is extremely important to a client, to a business colleague, where something's at stake, then I want one of us thinking about strategically what needs to be said. I want the others thinking about the kind of tone that we're putting on it and taking any of the emotion out of it. And so anyway, we end up working as a group, which has been pretty effective in terms of creating that email. What's going on, man? The biker. So it's been a pretty effective way to get together as a team, come up with something more powerful than you can do on your own, and move your agenda forward. Not too long ago, I was asked to speak on chat in a moderated chat room that was going to be published to a magazine, in a magazine format. And some of the other guests arrived, didn't appear that well prepared. They certainly seemed to be thinking on the fly, and we had prepared. And I also had the screen where I was chatting. I was using a thing called Glance, glance.net. So I was using that format so that my colleagues could see exactly what I was seeing. Then we used Skype, SKYPE, the instant messaging voice over IP technology, so that we could communicate back and forth. So I had 3 of us, 3 minds, looking at the content as it was occurring, all of us well prepared, each writing, and then I was just basically assembling and moving things onto the chat screen. It basically enabled us to really dominate and force the direction in a way that was favorable to us. And so that's another use of the Harris hawk strategy. Finally, I'll give you one last one. With Skype, we're a virtual business, so we tend to speak on the phone, right, to our prospects, and we're always each at a computer. We always have Skype running. And as things happen in the context of a sales discussion, I have myself and my partners able to key in and either take a note and say, hey, this appears to be a really important sticking point, or I think that was an objection. How do you want to handle that? Somebody then prepares, hey, here's how I think we ought to handle it. Either we agree and then they chime in, or as the lead salesperson, I'll take over and push that initiative. So as you can see, we're much more powerful in a phone conference format than we are if we're sitting at the table. We're still good on our feet, but we're a hell of a lot better when we're actually, collaborating online while we're talking. So that's the Harris Hawk. That's why I get so excited when I see them. And I hope that was somewhat interesting to you. I'm almost back to the road. And thanks for, again, keeping me company on a run.